Hello everybody, welcome back. Just like it says, week 3 battle report. And this is week 3 of our league, and this is my 1750 list, which I'm probably going to end up running whenever there's a 1750 event. It's a pretty mean list, and this list has a lot of firepower, and I'm pretty happy with it. Here it is, just like the other video. The very middle is a company command squad. The sergeant, or the company commander, has a plasma pistol. There are 3 plasma guns and a medic inside of the Chimera, and the Chimera has the whole heavy flamer. And on the right side I have 3 veteran squads. Each sergeant has a bolt pistol, and there's 2 multi-guns and a flamer for each one. And then on the left side I have 2 infantry platoons. They're armed the same. The platoon command squad has a bolt gun and a missile launcher, and each of the 2 squads are armed with a autocannon and grenade launcher. And in the very back, my Forge World centerpiece, which would be the Colossus with camonating, and on both sides of the Colossus I have 2 regular Lehman Russ battle tanks with the last cannon, and on the far back right is a Devil Dog with a whole heavy flamer, and the far back left is a Hellhound. And here you see this is a part of my opponent's list. He has stuff still in his little case, so he couldn't put them all on one board. But his HQ is a Hive Tyrant with wings. He has 1 Tervagon, which is an HQ, 2 Zoanthropes, which I think there's 10 Gene Stealers with a Broodlord. He has the Death Leaper, Trigon Prime, 5 Margul, however you pronounce it, Gene Stealers, the ones that are in the elite section, 2 squads of 6 Spore Mines, and a squad of Hormigons. I think there's 20 in that squad. And this is the table that we played on. As you can see, my opponent is writing down where those Gene Stealers are going to be hiding. And our mission is an objective type mission. We have 4 objectives along the middle of the table, which is halfway, and they all scatter, and one of them disappears by the end of turn 2. So the beginning of turn 3, the 4 objectives turn into 1 or 3, so 1 disappears. It's Dawn of War deployment, and I had let my opponent go first, and you'll see in the next clip his deployment. This is his deployment in turn 1 going into the game. You can see one of the objectives is that yellow chip on the left, and that's his Tervagon, which he's on top of the objective. And the way you win this mission is whoever controls the most objectives. The secondary is if you kill your opponent's troops. The third is if you contest an objective. Now in our league, the theme is like in the other videos, monstrous creatures and walkers. So in this game, monstrous creatures count as scoring, so that Tervagon is a scoring HQ that makes troops. This is a quick snapshot of his deployment, and you notice that those 2 Spore Mine clusters are there in front of that white poker chip, which is an objective, and over in the middle he's trying to disrupt my deployment. Then this is what he deploys his turn 1. I won the roll-off to see who goes first, and I opted for him to go first. His Tervagon crapped out some gaunts, and he rolled a 6, a 3, and a 3, so he's done pooping out guys. And being Dawn of War, he chose to have his Tyrannofex and 2 Zoanthropes come in. There's a couple units outflanking and some deep striking. Alright, guard turn 1. Being Dawn of War, my deployment was actually nothing. I opted to have everything come in turn 1 as per Dawn of War rules. So starting from the far right, I have 1 platoon command squad with the missile launcher, and it's 2 squads, and the 2nd platoon command, which is right next to the first one, they both come in, and on the left side I have 2 squads of the autocannon teams, the Colossus, and to the far left you can see the Chimera, which is my company command squad, and it immobilizes itself in the forest. Like I said, you can see the company command squad has a dice on top of it for being immobilized, but to the left of it is a veteran squad, and to the left of the veteran squad is a Hellhound. the 2 battle tanks, and to the far left I have my last 2 veteran squads. And the Devil Dog, which moved up 12, passed its difficult terrain and parked itself on top of the little hill there. And this is after my first turn of shooting. You can see from the previous clip there was a lot of stuff there, and now not so much. I had killed all the spore mine cluster things, all the gaunts that he had popped out, except for one, which actually would play a big role in the end of the game. The Turbogun didn't take any wounds, and I killed about half the squad of these Hormagaunts. Bugs turn 2, and right away you can see my vehicles are in pretty bad danger, or they're in danger right now, which I should have blocked off that left side, because those 2 veteran squads didn't really do anything this turn anyway, so that was kind of a mental mistake by my part. And he's going to end up assaulting a couple of vehicles later on. The Trigon Prime arrives from Deep Strike, and that's where he lands, pretty much in front of my entire firepower. And he has the Assault 12 shooting ability, which he ends up killing the platoon command squad on the far right. This is just a quick picture of where everything is at. The Nargle Gnome Gene Stealers come, this is where they were dormant, in that middle ruins. And the beginning of his turn, he measured, and these Hormagaunts were out of synapse range, so they actually had to run, fleet, and then assault the Devil Dog, because their instinctive behavior was to feed. Then during his assault phase, you can see the Hormagaunts swarm over the Devil Dog, and he assaults number 83, which is my battle tank. He decided not to go after the Chimeras because they had both moved over 6 inches, so he needed 6s to hit. And after combat, he shakes my battle tank. Guard turn 2. You can see this is pretty much my response to what he's doing. My Devil Dog tank shocks the Hormagaunts and moves 12 inches forward. The Hellhound moves in front of the Lehman Russ battle tank, and this battle tank perches itself on top of the hill. This battle tank that was shaken last turn couldn't move or shoot. The 2 veteran squads on the left move into position because they both have flamers, and I'm going to try to get rid of this Gene Stealer squad. Then you can see after my shooting, I didn't really move too much anything else. My Hellhound shoots his heavy bolter and its cannon at the Hormagaunt squad and leaves 3. And after all my shooting, I have 1 wound on the Broodlord and 1 Gene Stealer left. Then you see here there's nothing else really going on. One of my battle tanks shoots its cannon and last cannons at the Zoanthropes, which I do 2 wounds, and he rolled Snake Eyes for his invulnerable saves, so that insta-killed both Zoanthropes. And I did 2 wounds to the Turbogun on the bottom right. You can see the red dice has 2 on it. Bugs turn 3. Nothing else comes from reserves. The Death Leaper and the Hive Tyrant. So what he's going to do is start to collect some kills. He's going to move. This is after his move in fleet. He charges the front platoon command squad. And then for the second turn in a row, the Hormagaunts were out of synapse, so I had to charge the Chimera, which was the closest thing to it. And the Gene Stealers moved and assaulted the Chimera, which didn't move. I don't know why I didn't, but so what happened was it punched it and wrecked it, and since my guys can't get out, everything's dead. Then the Turbogun moved and assaulted the company command squad's Chimera, which this turn it wrecked. It didn't wreck it, it was already immobilized, so it auto hit, but he rolled and got 2 penetrating hits, and he actually rolled 2 3s. So now it's just a box with no weapons. This is guard turn 3, and as you can see the Trigon killed that squad and consolidated closer to my 2 units. I moved the Colossus 12 or 6 inches to the left, and all 3 of these squads plus the Colossus is going to unload into the Trigon. And this is what I'm doing on the left side of the table. I moved my battle tank down, the Hellhound over towards the middle, and his Tyrannofex stunned my Devil Dog, so he couldn't shoot this turn. So I just moved him 18 inches behind the rock in the top left, and I had plans for him all along, setting him up to help me win the game. and I continued to shoot the Gene Stealer squad, which I ended up destroying this turn. And like I said, the Gene Stealers are gone, and I killed all but one of these nomad Gene Stealers in the middle of the table. And then after all of my shooting, that 5 represents how many wounds he has taken, so he has 1 left, and I unloaded a lot of stuff into him, and he still is standing there. Bugs turn 4, you can see his Turvagon still up and running. The Death Leaper comes in, shoots at the company command squad's Chimera and does nothing to it. The Gene Stealer in the middle walks over towards the Hellhound, and he ends up killing the Hellhound with the Tyrannofex. He punches it and destroys it. Here you see his Trigon moves, fleets, and assaults the squad that was to the bottom left of the screen or the table, which I don't know why he did it. It kind of surprised me, but he ends up wiping this unit. And then here his Gene Stealer charges the Chimera, same thing with the Turvagon. They ended up wrecking it. The Gene Stealer actually wrecks it, and the guys pile out behind him, and they actually get pinned. Guard turn 4, and I'm actually lying to you. He didn't destroy the Chimera. He took off its weapons and stunned it, so the guys inside couldn't shoot. Otherwise, this is my turn 4. You can see the battle tank moving up to shoot at the Turvagon, and to the left you see my veterans tank shocking, moving over the hill, and they ended up killing the last Hormagaunts. And the very top left, you can kind of see my Devil Dog. It moves 12 inches around, and it's going to try to shoot the last Gaunt that was in the middle building. Now here you see my Colossus moves up. It's going to shoot at the Gaunt too, which he ends up going aground. So I didn't kill him this turn, but otherwise everything else shot at the Trigon and dropped him this turn. Like I said, the picture of the Devil Dog moving and shooting at the Gene Stealer, or the Gaunt in the building. And here you see it says Bugs turn 5, but this is the beginning of his turn 5 and the end of mine. Since his Turvagon was still in base contact with my Chimera, he got auto hitting, and this is where they got wrecked and where they got pinned. And you can finally see his Hive Tyrant comes in turn 5, deep strikes, and he scattered back to the end of the forest. The Turvagon, or the Tyrannofex, which is scoring, comes up and grabs this objective and ends up blowing up the veteran squad's Chimera on the bottom left of the screen. Alright, well, I have to apologize, I'm sorry. The Turvagon, or the Tyrannofex, shoots at the Devil Dog in the top of the screen and doesn't do anything to it. But the Turvagon moves and assaults the Chimera, which is in the next clip, and that's what wrecks him. Then here you see guard turn 5. This is the end of the game. I rolled and it was a 2, so the game had ended. But on the bottom right of the screen, you can see my squad moves up, takes that objective. On the left side, I finally killed his Turvagon, and in the middle he has the Tyrannofex controlling that objective, and the Devil Dog moved up 12 inches to contest it, and the Colossus shot its heavy bolter, killed the last Gaunt, which I said in the beginning of the video that he's going to play a crucial part of this mission because that's his troop choice, and had I not killed him, I wouldn't have got full battle points for this mission. And as it stands, I have 1 objective to his 0. I win the game, so I get 15 battle points, and I contested the objective in the middle, which gave me another 5, and the final 5 came from killing his last Gaunt, which is the remainder of his troops. So it gives me 25 battle points. I'm 1 and 2 for the league now, but the 25 battle points is a big boost because it puts me back into somewhat contention to make a run at the league title again. So thank you for watching. This is game 3, game 4 next week, of course, and hopefully I can get another win. And thank you for my supporters, watchers, and 1 game at a time. Thank you.